All right, so here we go with the fan. What I want to do is I want to put some texture on here. So if I look at my layers, what we're going to do is put a fill layer on it. And I can change the color of this fill layer. So if I want to do, let's just do this faded red. And we're going to do the body of the fan. So um, what you can do is there's several ways to do this. One, if I click on the base color, I could type something in here like grunge. And when the grunge comes up, my computer is going to be really slow because it really does not like um, doing Camtasia and doing. In fact, it's yeah. This might there it goes. All right, so you can see. So doing Camtasia and Substance at once is kind of overwhelming for it. All right, so if I look at this, I can change this from UV projection to triplanar, and that's going to fix the grunge. And then I could decide, well, all right, I want to change the colors. So what I'm going to do is we're going to add a filter on this one this time, and then we'll click on the filter, and we'll say gradient. So you might have noticed it changed the gradient. Like if you're looking when it happens, it usually like modifies the tone of the gray slightly. So if I come in here and pick the kind of like the color I had, so you can see sometimes you change the middle value. If I change this one, let's just get, if I pull this up, I can't really pull it up. Oh, here it is. This thing, if I drag this over, or maybe even onto there, you can kind of see what's going on here. And I'm just going to make this a little bit lighter. Maybe about, well, maybe I'll just do that. And then this one, I'll make darker. And then this one, I'll just get darker still. So if I come over here and, wow, that was kind of crazy. I kind of like that, but maybe we'll go back a little bit. We'll tone it back. Something like that. So let's just say I like this for the body of the fan. And now I want to make sure that that's only on the body of the fan. So I'm going to put it in a folder. And I'll grab this and put it in the folder. Now, I'm assuming that you know about the baking and baking the ID map. We've covered it before, not in a video, but in class. So if I do that, now I can put the texture on the fan, just on the fan. So the folder has a mask on it, and then this has the actual stuff that we did to it. So if I wanted to make sure that I could just use that same grunge. So if I'm looking at this, I can see it's grunge 10. So I'm going to come down, and on my roughness, I'm also going to use grunge 10. Okay, and that may work out perfectly. It may not work out perfectly. So what we want to do is we want to put a levels on here. So I'm going to right click, and we're going to add a levels, and we're going to tell the levels that we only want to be on the roughness, and then we can come up here and look at the roughness. And what we probably want to do is not have any of this shiny stuff. So when I come back up here and I might have to do a separate thing. What I always wanted to do was flip this so the dark is light and the light is dark. And I don't think I can flip it from here. Let's see if I can. Oh, look at that. I can. So I flipped the roughness. It's thinking about it. There it is. All right, so I flipped it, and now I want to go back in and look at the levels. And what I want to do is bring up the darks. So I'll just take this to bring the darks up. So nothing is really all that dark. And then here, I'm just going to bring the contrast in. And then I'm going to skew it towards the lighter side a little bit. Well, I don't want to, I'm going to lose a lot of that kind of stuff that's going on in there. Let's move this a little bit. So something like that is what I want. So it's all pretty matte. So if I go back to the material, maybe I want a little bit more than that. So I can bring this back a little bit. I grab this and let's go back a little bit because I kind of overdid it. So there you go. So now we have that. So let's do fan blades. Okay, so I'm just going to fold that folder up. We'll make a new folder. And we'll make sure this new folder is outside of the original folder. We'll call this blades. We'll call this one body. I want to put a new color in there. And I might have already done this. I might have to clip it out because I was working and I wanted to make sure that I had everything the way I wanted. So I want to change this over a little bit. Let's do a little bit more yellow. Kind of a bronzy color, a little bit. Kind of a mustard color actually. And what we want to do is change this, and we'll just, I'm going to leave the roughness kind of where it's at, and I'll bring the metallic up pretty far so we've got like shiny metal. And then what we want to do is put scratches on this. So what you can do is if I right click, we can add a fill here. And under the fill, under the base color, I've got scratches typed in here. So I'm going to pick this grunge scratches right here. And you'll see the scratches look like this. Well, I kind of want white where it's scratched. So what I'm going to do is just invert this. So if I look at this scratch layer, there is an invert on here. It's right here. So I inverted it, and then I can tell that I want it to be, I want it to click on normal here, and I want it to be lighten. And then I also, this will have its own roughness of metallic. So I want to move up the metallic so it's shinier. And then what I'm going to try to do is just increase the roughness. And no, it's not working the way I intended. And I intended it that you would just see the roughness on here. And you see this is kind of weird. So I want to come up here and make sure we go from UV projection to triplanar like that. And I think we're good. I think that'll work. So I have scratches there, and then I could put something on the roughness too. So if I did the same thing on the roughness, now they're going to be a little more, there's going to be a different roughness on the fill. So, and if I look at this, because this one is not inverted and the other one is, like if I look at the roughness, the scratches are dark. So they're going to be more shiny where that is. And if I look at the, I guess it would be, is it color? Yeah, well, it's hard to, I guess it's just base color right there because it's kind of the same as the whole material. If you look at the base color on that, it's going to be, you can see that it's added a light to it like that. So there you are. So let's view the whole material. So we have something like that. And then what we want to do is put a dirt on there. So you would get in here, we would add another fill layer, and we'll just make it dark, like so. or I could even add, if I go to not smart materials, but just materials, I could come down here and there's a really nice rust. So I'm just going to grab that rust and I'll just slap it on here. So it might take a minute to, let me pause. Okay, there it is. So I've got rust, and what I want to do now is I'm going to take this fill layer off. On my rust, I'm going to put a black mask. On that black mask, we're going to do a generator. So I'm just going to right click and tell it to add generator. And then I'll click on the generator, and you can either do rust or, in my case, I think I'm going to do dirt. So I'll just say dirt. And there it goes. It was kind of scaring me for a second. It wasn't working. So then I have dirt on my, dang it. My computer's kind of freaking out. All right, so there it is. So, and I can adjust that dirt level. I can make it more extreme if I wanted to. So we're at 11 minutes. So that's kind of how you do it. Hopefully that rings a bell for you guys.